Okay, for our next topic here, we need to be able to find the slope of the line shown on the graph and also write the equation. So I'm going to start here by finding the slope. We know from previous math classes that slope is either rise over run or change in y over change in x. So the first thing I need to do is to get 2 points here that I can use to calculate my slope. So the first point I'm going to pick here is this point right here. We actually don't have any that intersect lines nicely, but the x value here is -4, and I trace this on over, and the y value looks like it's in between -6 and -8, so I'm going to say it's -7. And then another point that we can have here, I'll pick this point right here. Doesn't necessarily matter though. The x value there is 3, and again, if I trace that y value over, in between +6 and 8, so I'll say it's 3, 7. So I'm going to say my slope here is the change in y, so I'm going to say y2 minus y1 over the change in x, x2 minus x1. Doesn't really matter what you pick for y2 and x2, but you do need to be consistent. So I'll say that this is point 2 here, this is point 1. So I'm going to say my y2 is 7 minus -7, y1. And for x2, it's going to be 3 minus -4, which is x1. Notice how these 2 points, 7 and 3, 7, match up, and these 2 points, -4, -7, match up. So I end up getting here 14 over 7, or a slope of 2. Now, in order to get my equation of the line, right, the general form of a line is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, which I already have, b is the y-intercept, so I'm going to look right here to see where it intersects that y-axis, and it looks like it intersects at 0, 1. So my y-intercept here is 1, which means that my full equation here is going to be y equals 2x plus 1. All right, moving on to the next problem. Same basic process here, starting with slope is delta y over delta x, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm going to first pick some points here. So I have this point intersects nicely, so I'm going to call that, or that's going to be 4, -10. It's going to be my first point. My second point here, right there, where it intersects the y-axis, that's going to be the point 0, 2. So that's going to be point 2. So I'm going to go ahead and use those to calculate my slope. So I'm going to say 2 minus -10 over 0 minus 4. Once again, we see how the 0 and the 2 match up, and the 4 and the -10 match up. So I go ahead and calculate this, and I get that my slope is going to be 12 over -4, or -3. Once again, I go to the general form for the equation of a line, y equals mx plus b. My slope is -3, and my y-intercept, I actually used one of my points as my y-intercept, so my y-intercept here is 2. So my full equation is y equals -3x plus 2.